Welcome to Film, where I break down films in the way anyone can enjoy. Whether you're new to movies or a seasoned fan, you're in the right place. For this video, we will be talking about Joker, Folie, Deux, likes and dislikes that I had. And honestly, this may be hot, or this may be the same type of things that you guys were thinking. But let's get into it. I want to start with likes because I know there's been a lot of negativity around this movie that's been going around. So I just want to get my likes out of the way and then I'll talk about the stuff that I didn't like. And there was a lot, or not too, well, yeah, there was a lot. One of the first things I wanted to point out was my theater actually was full of people. Like for Transformers 1, for The Wild Robot, for Megalopolis, there was honestly not too many people. For The Wild Robot, there wasn't really too much because I went to I want to say a 9:55 p.m. showing, so not a lot of people were in there. There was just like five of us, my friends and I, and then this one couple. But I'm not gonna strike it out for that. But I just thought it was really cool that even though there was negativity before going into the theater, there was a lot of people still trying to go see it. I really liked the animation start of it. Like there was a short that looked like a Looney Tunes type thing that I really appreciated. I think it looked really good. I think if they actually did the whole movie in that style, I think it would have been better in my opinion because I really liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it gave us a really good introduction after so many years. I think the movie came out in 2019, the first one. So having that be the intro to the movie, I really liked that. And I thought, yeah, there should have been a full story in that type of art style, in my opinion. Or I was curious to see what it would have been like if it was like that. Another thing I really liked in this movie was the cinematography. Like there were so many shots, and you all know, like I post a lot of the shots I take when I'm in the theater of different scenes I probably liked or just different moments in the movie that I liked, but I took a lot of pictures of what I saw on the screen. Like Todd Phillips, no matter how you ended the movie, you do a really good job on getting the shots you did. Obviously, people know in the trailer there was that really cool scene where Harley Quinn draws a smiley face with lipstick on the glass, and Arthur moves his head into the shot and smiles, and it lines up perfectly. But that's not the only shot that was really good in this movie. Like there were a lot, and I mean, as you could see here while we're going through, I'm showing you a couple of the shots I loved. But anyways, yeah, the cinematography, beautiful. Now, even though there were a lot of songs that aren't really Joker songs, it's songs that he has heard maybe in his past or maybe as a kid. Like, I thought that the way they changed it from just sounding like the same song into something epic or something intense, I thought that was really cool. Like, whenever you hear the musical scenes in the movie and you hear he's singing certain songs that are like famous, they gave it a little more like a spin of it being a little bit more epic, a little bit more intense, a little bit more serious than like, super fun and everything. Like you could hear the theme of from the old Joker movie in it every single time sometimes. But I thought that was cool. Like I know it was a musical, but me being a guy who doesn't really like musicals like that, I thought they did a good job with some of the musical scenes. There were a couple where it was like I don't think it was appropriate to put a musical scene there because I thought it was getting serious, and then right when they started singing, I was like, it kind of ruined the mood. Like, there's ways to do it. Like, for example, Les Mis, I think that was the most perfect way to keep a movie like serious and in the moment when it got serious because it matched up. The music matched up. But with this one, it didn't really have a Les Mis feel. It felt like it just randomly popped up. And I know like the whole goal when Todd Phillips was talking was he wanted this to show us that they're shooting this in a way where we're looking at an insane person's mind. But I just didn't think it was right at the time. But I understand what he was trying to do. Another thing I do want to point out is compared to what everybody was talking about for the first Joker movie and how people were worried that instead of showing like how to help a person with mental health issues, it seemed like it was just glorifying mental health issues and just being all like, oh, if that person's wilding or going crazy, let them do that. In this movie, it seemed like it did that whole switch. It was trying to talk about that because I think Todd Phillips did see the concern in that. And he was like, I want to flip the script. I want to let people know that like you still like this person still is crazy and you do need to help them. So I like that the person, I think it was Arthur Fleck's lawyer, was really pushing for him to get help, and like uh was really like fighting for him to be seen as a person with mental health issues, and that the Joker isn't really him. So I appreciate that, and I did like that because I feel like that was a message to us to say like, yo, we saw what you guys thought, and we aren't trying to glorify this. Like, it was just that we were trying to tell a story, and in this one we want to let you guys know that he does have mental health issues and he does have problems, and we're not trying to make it seem like, oh, like he's a good guy. Like he's a person, a human being who needs help. And I like that. Now, for the moment you all have probably been waiting for. My dislikes. Yeah. I had a couple I definitely wanted to talk about. That there were a couple scenes that didn't make sense. There were a couple scenes that might have, but I just didn't like. But let's get into it. One thing I do want to start off with was I think that the court scenes at the start was really nice, but I think that it should have committed fully to that because I feel like we were doing a lot of back and forth. Like we were going from the court scene back to jail, from the court scene back to jail. And I feel like kind of screwed things up. It kind of threw me off a little bit, but I feel like it would have been cool to do a little switch like in this one movie I saw. I think it was Waves. I feel like it would have been cool to do a switch from Arthur Fleck's character to Harley Quinn and make it about her because I thought that would be interesting, but I understand probably why he wouldn't do that because then it seems like once again we're glorifying another person with mental health issues. But story wise, I feel like that would have been an interesting thing to see, like going from Arthur Fleck and then getting the guilty verdict or whatever, and then going from that moment to switching over to Harley Quinn. I think that would have been nice. I think that would have been interesting. One thing I want to recognize because at the start of the movie you're seeing him super sad, super depressed, super out of it, and you're getting hope of him trying to get back because all these people are being mean to him. You got the guards, you got some of his Arkham cellmates being weird with him. Like you're thinking, oh, like he's got to get some redemption or something, and then all of a sudden, like later on, you like in the court scenes, you feel like he's about to get there, like he's about to like go crazy, he's about to do his thing. Next thing you know, like you know, it's like a pyramid. You're going up, you like he's going through stuff. You feel like it's gonna like keep rising, and then once he kind of gives up in a way, kind of just falls, and then it never goes back up. It just ends, and it's like, whoa, why'd you do that? And one of the interesting things that people were talking about was, as fans, they wanted to show us that you fell in love with the Joker. You didn't really fall in love with Arthur Fleck. And I understand that, but at the same time, this is a movie where you kind of expecting that. Like, I feel like for me, I understood that he was a sick person in the first movie, and I wasn't really rooting for him. I was rooting for him when he was defending himself, when those college guys were bothering that woman, and then he killed them. I was defending him there, but then when he went on a killing spree and all that, I wasn't really. I was like, oof, he really needs some help. But then in this movie, I don't know. I understand that, like, he was trying to show people, like, you shouldn't be glorifying this, but I feel like there at some point you kind of just have to rock with it. But I understand. Like, I was probably one of those fans where it was like I was expecting him to go crazy and freak out, do something insane that makes the whole theater go. But yeah, nah, it never happened, and it kind of ruined it for me. It just, I don't know. I didn't like it. Another thing is I wanted more Harley Quinn. Like, through the movie, yes, I know, like, there were some people saying, like, oh, like, any scene she was in, she was pretty much just singing, but I feel like she had some moments that were really cool. Like, one person I know said that if you take her out of the movie, it doesn't really change anything. And I honestly kind of want to disagree because I feel like the whole point was of her character is she's this super fan of Joker. She's this fan woman that is just in love with the Joker. And as you're going more and more into the movie, you see how crazy she is. You hear about her story about how she set fire to her family's apartment. How, like, and I don't even know. I got to watch it again because I think she was lying, because apparently she was lying about some stuff. But you can just see, even when you find out that she wasn't lying about the fact that she moved into his old apartment, like in the, like outside when she got out, and apparently she really wasn't a Arkham inmate. She was just there voluntarily. But you can just see how crazy like of the fandom is for Joker and how much that worried him. And I feel like she was a good example of that. And my favorite one of my favorite scenes in the movie that I thought was really cool, because you have all these musical scenes, you're watching it whether you liked it or not, you're kind of just like, okay, when is this going to end? Like, when is this going to stop? So that scene where Arthur gets out of the courtroom, and my bad guys, this is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. But when he gets out of the courtroom and he goes back to those steps, the famous steps that everybody takes pictures on, dances on, does everything on now. He goes over to Harley Quinn. She's looking at him all depressed, mad, sad, you name it. She just wasn't in the zone like she was the rest of the movie. And he's like, let's run away. Let's get out of here. And she just says, no, we were never going to run away. You gave up on the fantasy. Like, honestly, to me, that was a really good wake up call to show us like the fantasy of Joker with Arthur Fleck. It's really over. Like, it's done. It's not coming back. And I was just sitting in the theater. I was like, whoa, so that's how it's gonna end? Like, really? And then so like the next scene after that I really liked. She started to sing. And I'm thinking we're gonna get a whole number. We're gonna hear them, we're gonna see a cool, sick thing of them dancing or like trying to talk in a musical way, going up and down the stairs. But instead, Arthur grabs her. And I feel like this is the most relatable part of the movie. He just says, can you please stop singing? And she continues to sing of it, but I was like, wow. I feel like he just became the audience in a way. Like, he was just like, can you stop singing? That was like, that showed me in a way that it's over. Like, he's out of that fantasy. Like, there is no Joker no more. And I thought that was really cool. Like, that's how I took it as. Now, let's talk about that ending. So, now, let's talk about that ending. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. Just letting you guys know, this is going to be a spoiler. But in order to talk about it, I need to explain it, like, just to make it work, okay? So this is how the ending goes. Joker ends up back in Arkham. He gets told by guards, or a guard, that he has a visitor. Starts walking out. In the middle of the movie, or even during the movie, there's this inmate that looks super crazy. For a second, I thought he reminded me of Carnage from Spider-Man. He was that type of crazy. He was just crazy like him. Funny, huh? Arkham, crazy people. Anyways, through the movie, you're seeing him look at the screen. You're thinking he's fascinated with Joker. You're thinking he's going to become a bigger part of this movie. Through the whole thing, he's not really part of it until the end. Okay? So Arthur starts walking with one of the guards over to meet the visitor. I don't even know if there was a visitor at this point. But before he goes, the random inmate goes up to him. He says, Arthur, want to hear a joke? Tells him a joke, or tells him something, and then just stabs Arthur, and then eventually Arthur dies because he bled out. And then the inmate cuts his lips or something, almost like what Heath Ledger's Joker did in The Dark Knight. And the movie pans over to Arthur dying on the floor, and then that's the end of the movie. Boom. And I'm sorry, once again, that is a spoiler. But I'm going to say this first. I am one of the people who did not like that ending. I just did not like it. I was hearing people say Todd Phillips hates the Joker. Todd Phillips doesn't care about this and that. I've heard from different people their versions of how they took that scene. That apparently he wasn't really the main Joker. This and that. Anybody can be Joker. I understand that, but for this movie and how things were going, I didn't like that ending. It just it was unfulfilling. It was really like the way the movie was already going. You're like, what the heck? Like he lost pretty much everything. Like he lost in court, got the guilty verdict, lost the girl, Harley Quinn, lost. I don't even want to. I can't even say he lost the people because he still had a whole bunch of fans. It's just that he lost so much. He lost a friend in Arkham. He uh he just lost every second of that movie. There was not one win in that movie. Everything was gone. So then finishing it off with that, I just did not like it. Other people, there's people who talk about well, there's a reason for that. Like it's to show that the character shouldn't be glorified, yada yada yada. From a story standpoint, that wasn't good. I didn't like it. For other people, I mean, there's probably going to be some people that are going to like this movie and be like, wow, that was like an icon. There's going to be people later who's even saying like, you guys missed the whole point of the movie, this and that. But just that ending, I couldn't like it. I can't. I see why there may be people who will like it, but to me, I just can't. It pissed me off, to be honest. Like right when it ended, everybody in my theater got up super quickly and left. And yes, it's true. There were some people leaving during musical scenes. Like the first three musical scenes, everybody was still there. But then the fourth one, people were leaving. Fifth one, people were leaving. Sixth one, people were leaving. So right when you get to that ending, it was the most quiet. There was no clapping, no nothing. I don't even think there was discussion. There were people shaking their heads. Like people got up. I saw a dude throw his popcorn bucket in the trash like super angrily. Like it wasn't good. And I just want to finish it off with that. I would love to hear what you guys think because I can see something in there where people can appreciate it. I can see that. But to me, like my own perspective, I don't like it. But make sure to comment down below what you all think. I'm your man Film. This is a Joker Folie Deux review, and I'm gonna catch y'all later.